going right the way back to Margaret Thatcher and how many people were supporting her, whether she was going to remain leader, and to that 1992 general election, right up to present day. So, is this polling right? Are we going to see Liz Truss as the new Prime Minister, or is it closer than people think?
Thank you for that wonderfully flattering introduction. I'll accept it from you.
Enjoy it. I don't give many flattering introductions out, so enjoy it.
The answer is, even the pollsters are uncertain about whether the polls are accurate. And Rishi's campaign team are saying very strongly the polls are not accurate. The people they're meeting are much more balanced than is the case, but probably with Liz's supporters in the lead. There are possible explanations. One was a regional bias, possibly in YouGov's polls, which YouGov have looked at very carefully and they can't see it. I discussed with one person from YouGov yesterday the possibility that, for example, if people have watched certain debates or alternatively they've met certain candidates at constituency hustings, are they more influenced? As yet, YouGov have not been able to look at those sorts of options. But I think there are a variety of explanations as to why both messages could be right, but probably are in direction showing that Liz Truss is in the lead, but not necessarily by the huge margins that some of the polls are showing.
I wonder, too, if there's still time for those polls to tighten or reverse, because what we're seeing in the papers today is that the public is preferring that by 64%, or 64% of them saying they want inflation tackled. Only 17% are wanting tax to come down. And that really is them supporting Rishi's policies rather than Liz's policies.
Oh, I think we'll hear a lot about that poll from Rishi and his supporters. There's no question about that. The inflation versus tax cuts is a very clear message from Rishi's team, Rishi himself, and that poll today is very helpful to him. But things have gone backwards and forwards. Yesterday, the Sunday Telegraph came out for Liz Truss, so that was a plus for her, as did some of the previous opponents, the other candidates for leadership. So I think there's also indications in the polls, or I don't think there are indications in the polls, that there are quite a lot of people undecided. And the hustings where the press have been present and they've asked people before the poll, before the debates, are they clear about which candidate they're going to support? There are, again, indications that a lot of people have yet to make their minds up. So I've got my vote here in my backpack. I shall vote at some stage in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But I think a lot of people have still to vote as well, because they're only just receiving the paperwork.